the big homie.
Yes, sir.
TV superstar. Neighborhood star. Come on, man. You look good up here, man.
Out, man.
I like the new style.
Nip Hustle, a.k.a. Go Get It, at the speed of a marathon, taking his time, going down the line to find peace of mind.
Man, Nipsey Hussle, man, that's my dear brother right there. Nipsey is he's a South Central legend. He was a businessman. He was a leader, a teacher, a father, an entrepreneur. Give me a blanket, grab me a knife and a fork, put the blanket over my nose right here, my low black glasses on, and ride like this the whole flight, hoping one of them come with me so I could stab at everybody on this mother.
Snoop Dogg's name keeps circling the culture with one word attached: betrayal. And this isn't just idle chatter anymore. It's become a storm that won't die down. Every time his name pops up, people whisper about moves he made, choices he took, and the loyalty he may have traded. Fans who once crowned him the people's champ now watch him sideways, asking if his loyalty was ever genuine. Was it real, or was it all just an image, a performance of the cameras, while the truth told a different story? Because in hip-hop, loyalty isn't a prop. It's the whole foundation. Now another heavyweight name just stepped onto the list of people questioning Snoop's loyalty. Blacc Sam, Nipsey Hussle's older brother, his right hand, his protector. See, Snoop and Nip had real ties, not industry politics, not just handshakes with cameras. Snoop rode for Nip during his grind, showed him respect when he was coming up, and gave him flowers even after that heartbreaking loss in 2019. At Nip's memorial, Snoop's words carried weight, like he wasn't just an industry peer, but family. And Blacc Sam felt that bond, too. So much so that in 2022, he sent Snoop a marathon package stacked with exclusive gear reserved only for the truest supporters. That was trust. That was loyalty. That was respect. But then everything flipped and the whole vibe changed. Because suddenly, Snoop's being spotted hanging out with Big U. Yeah, the very man tied in whispers and street talk to Nipsey's death. For anyone who knew the history, that wasn't just questionable. That was a straight-up red flag waving in the air. Nipsey never played coy about it either. He made his stance loud and clear. He told his people, stay away from Big U. Don't cross that line. This wasn't behind closed doors. It was in the open. He even laced it into his music, dropping bars as warning shots. You don't got a clue. I built this on my own, and everybody know it's true. Still dudes act like they suppose have control of what I do. Those bars, they weren't random. They were aimed dead center at Big U. No disguises, no confusion. The fans knew it, the streets knew it, and best believe, Snoop knew it too. So that raises a question. Why would Snoop link up with a man Nipsey warned the world about? Why stand side by side with the very name Nip refused to co-sign? It doesn't add up unless there's more to the story. And here's where it gets even messier. Because whispers say Snoop's been tied to Big U's so-called extortion hustle. For years, Big U built a rep in L.A. for making rappers check in when they touch down. A street tax, a protection system. Whatever you want to call it, Nipsey wanted no part of it. Insiders claim Nip cut Big U off from that money pipeline, refusing to bow down. And some believe that choice played a deadly role in the tragedy that followed. Big U even turned the whole check-in game into a show. Literally. He called it checking in, flexing his influence for the world to see. And guess who sat down as a guest? Snoop Dogg. That move didn't sit right, especially with Blacc Sam. He never trusted Big U. Not even when Nipsey briefly tried to squash things. For Sam, the beef was deeper than rap. One reason? Stephen Fats Donaldson. He wasn't just a homie. He was family to both Sam and Nip. But in 2017, Fats was gunned down in a drive-by. And just a week earlier, he had checked Big U directly. Witnesses say Fats put hands on Big U, dropping him in front of everybody. Days later, he was gone. The streets still whisper about that. That's why Sam was relentless when it came to protecting Nipsey. When Nip, drop you don't got a clue, Big U and his crew pulled up, not just to confront him, but to discipline him. In street code, that meant a DP, a brutal beatdown. They thought Nip would fold, but he stood tall. Sam backed him, refusing to let Big U drag his brother away. It didn't stop there. Reports say Big U actually fought Nipsey and got the upper hand. But before it went too far, Sam stormed in with a pistol. He fired warning shots, breaking up on the spot. That's the type of brother Sam was. Ride or die every time. And even after Nipsey's murder, he's never backed down. Sam made it clear. Nobody was going to disrespect Nip's name. At the grand opening of Marathon Burger, he proved it. When West Boulevard's Rockstar 280 pulled up, Sam checked him. Right there, in public, cameras rolling. If you weren't standing against Nip's enemies, you had to go. No fake love allowed. He also confronted Brick Baby, someone still tied to Eric Holder, Nip's killer. Sam told him straight up. Keeping ties with Holder was crossing the line. Brick Baby tried to defend himself, saying Holder once saved his life. But the streets didn't buy it. And soon after, Brick Baby ended up locked up, right alongside Big U. The connections are too close for comfort. Even in interviews, Sam has hinted at Big U's hand in Nip's death. During one sit-down with Big Boy, he mentioned heavy politics. Like when Nipsey brought DJ Khaled to the hood to film Higher. The second Big U caught wind of that shoot, he allegedly sent 60s to press Nip. But Nipsey didn't fold. He stood his ground. Everyone knew exactly who Sam was pointing at without him saying the name. Nipsey refused to play Big U's checking games. His vision was bigger. Unite Bloods and Crips, break the cycle, elevate the culture. That's why he linked with YG and Active Blood, showing real unity. But that clashed with Big U's agenda, and it put Nipsey in the crosshairs. The politics were deadly. Now here's where the deja vu kicks in. Because the same questions once surrounded Snoop back in the Tupac era. Pac called him out before his death. Fans branded him a traitor. And after Pac was gone, Snoop was tied to Big Dre, a man many believe pulled the trigger that night in Vegas. Once again, loyalty looked shaky. After Pac's murder, Big Dre dropped a project featuring Warren G, MC8. And yes, Snoop Dogg himself. Fans couldn't believe it. Why would Snoop collab with someone linked to Pac's killing? It looked like betrayal, plain and simple. And years later, he's repeating the cycle with Nipsey. And that wasn't the only twisted tale. Snoop once claimed Tupac's life was in danger behind bars, and that he begged Suge Knight to bail Pac out for protection. But Napoleon from the Outlaws called cap on that. He said Pac was respected in prison, taking pictures with inmates, never once saying he felt unsafe. Sure, Pac wanted freedom, who wouldn't? But it wasn't because Snoop came running to save him. Then came the MTV VMAs drama. According to Snoop, Pac thought Nas' diss him on it was written. Lines like, fake thug, no love, you get the slug, got spun into beef fuel. Suddenly, Nas was painted as another enemy, thrown in the same box as Biggie, Puffy, and the whole bad boy camp. Snoop later told a story that Nas rolled up with nearly 100 Queens shooters surrounding Death Row's crew backstage. The way Snoop framed it, Pac was reckless, hurling insults without realizing the danger. He made Nas look like the calm boss who spared Pac's life out of mercy. Sounds dramatic, right? Except it was a lie. Napoleon, who was right there, said the whole scene never happened. Instead, Pac and Nas spoke like men, showed each other respect, and even agreed to squash any tension moving forward. Tragically, Pac never lived long enough to follow through. Here's the kicker. Snoop wasn't even there. Napoleon swore it, and later Nas himself confirmed it. The contradictions kept stacking. On Big Boy TV, Snoop casually admitted he wasn't really a fan of Pac's diss tracks that floored Napoleon and Reggie Wright Jr., who saw it as another shady move. It raised a bigger question. Did Snoop even like Pac at all? Or was he quietly jealous from the moment Pac signed to Death Row and stole the spotlight? Insiders whispered the jealousy was real. Before Pac, Snoop was the label's face. After Pac, the crown shifted overnight. And once Pac dropped hit "I'm Up," things only got messier. Snoop started moving strange, skipping rehearsals, distancing himself. Even going on New York radio to say, "I got nothing but love for Biggie and Puffy," just days after recording tracks dissing them alongside Pac. To Pac, that wasn't just betrayal. That was treason. Fans still pull receipts. Snoop hyping hit "I'm Up" in the studio. Snoop bopping his head at the House of Blues performance. Snoop on stage rapping the lyrics. Then later, Snoop claiming he never liked the song at all. Which version is real? Was he loyal to Pac, or playing both sides to keep his own image clean? Pac never got the chance to confront him. His murder cut everything short. But to this day, the questions remain. If Snoop truly had nothing but love for Biggie, why was he dissing him on records with Pac? Why ride the wave, then flip the script on live radio? People look back now and see a pattern. The cracks in Snoop's loyalty weren't random. They were always there. And that's the real sting. Snoop Dogg is still respected, no doubt. But respect and loyalty aren't the same thing. The more these stories surface, the more fans ask if Snoop's crown was built on truth or betrayal. If you stuck around this long, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more untold stories the culture can't afford to ignore.